DevilNeverCry.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. What is up, everybody? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and as many of you now know, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth have just been announced, amongst, of course, Dragon's Dogma 2. Now, for any of these titles, nobody was expecting it, let alone myself. You know, these are titles that people had pondered on being announced, was rumored to be announced, but at the end of the day, you wrote them off as just rumors. But to see them come out swinging on a random Thursday of all days in the not E3 that we currently are in has left me stunned. The moment that they opened up with the remake / remaster of Crisis Core, I was stunned, and honestly, if they had stopped there, my day would have been made regardless. This is a game which I've consistently joked about the fact that it features Genesis, and that if they did remaster it, they'd have to bring back Genesis, a character which people either tend to love or hate, more so hate these days, considering what the character essentially stood for and what it meant for the story of the original game. But that's happening, that's a thing. After being rumored to be in licensing hell due to, you know, using people's likenesses and licensed music, it turns out that that meant nothing, and Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core is no longer stuck on the PSP and is now a thing for everybody to enjoy. And it's coming this winter, which I am ecstatic to see finally happening. And then things don't even stop there. Things just get better, for lack of a better term. And we have the part 2 to Final Fantasy VII Remake, which has left me again stunned, not just because we got to look at it, but because of how good it looks and the direction that they're taking it in, or that we perceived for them to be taking it in because of how they framed things, has left me wondering what exactly this will mean for the story of Final Fantasy VII. After all, the first part of the remake has them defy fate, for lack of a better term, which meant that, you know, future parts are entirely open as to how things could potentially progress. But needless to say, it looks awesome, and it's coming next year, which coincidentally, Final Fantasy XVI is also coming next year, which is a thing I didn't potentially see coming. 2 mainline Final Fantasies in 1 year, I don't think has happened before. And at the very same time that this event was occurring, this Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary event, Capcom, in their infinite wisdom, decided to hold their own mysterious 10 years of Dragon's Dogma event, the 10th anniversary video, where they promised to delve into some of the history of the development of Dragon's Dogma, which, you know, don't get me wrong, Dragon's Dogma is a fantastic game, a wonderful ARPG, but it's not exactly one of Capcom's best sellers. So obviously this means something must be going on, along with the copious amounts of rumors of this being a thing, this project. And they go through the developmental history of the game, and right at the 11th hour, right at the end of the video, Itsuno confirms that the game is indeed in development. Dragon's Dogma 2. We finally have confirmation, and I think most of you will agree that's fantastic news. This game has been rumored to be in development since before Itsuno's latest project, DMC5, dropped, when in multiple interviews he stated the 2 projects he'd love to do are DMC5, which has been ticked off at this point, and Dragon's Dogma 2. So we finally have confirmation. No gameplay, of course, no final release date, but we know it's coming, and at this stage, that is enough. So, today has been a very eventful day, to say the least. I am absolutely ecstatic at the fact that these projects have been dropped, and quite frankly, they've encouraged me to go back and play some of these games. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, I'll definitely be replaying. Final Fantasy Crisis Core, I'll have to find my old PSP and see if I can get that up and running. If not, I'll probably be emulating it. And I'll probably go back and play through Final Fantasy VII Integrate at some point, considering there's not a lot of new releases that I'm playing at the moment. But let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are. I'm genuinely interested. I know a lot of people don't like Genesis as a character, so I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on the remaster. At the same time, I know some people aren't best pleased with how they've handled the direction of Final Fantasy VII Remake, so again, let me know down in the comments if this is a direction that you think you're going to like, or one that you would hard disagree with and you wish that they'd just stick to the original vision. Let me know down in the comments below. With all that said and done, of course, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and of course, as always, I'll see you all next video.